Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the inaugural. This is the inaugural session 1 of the Mineral Ministries. And I am Pablo. It goes without saying, that this congregation is non-denominational and purely conversational. Okay? It goes without saying that this Ministries is non-denominational and purely conversational. Okay? And you are now peace, love, and light to South Africa. Peace to my good brother.
Peace.
Peace.
Mineral Ministry.
Yes,
We live.
indeed.
I see you in the priestly robes, brother. We came to shed some light on y'all today. We outside with
And
it.
yes,
We outside with it.
the
Yeah.
ministerial ministries are also the own ministries, which is the outside ministry. So we are outside, normally on the south side. But today we think that we in West Atlanta. But nonetheless, we here. You dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
We
We
here.
want to do is just touch on a lot of things because the energy and the minerals play a big part in the makeup of our structures, period, all day. And we lose sight of that. We don't really tap into that. And that's powerful energy that we have to utilize as well. So I was talking to the brother, I said, you know what? Let's give the people something to cleanse, something that their spirit could hold on to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let the brother go in, and I'm gonna chime in, but I want him. He got something in store for you guys. Again, Lionsgate Cyber Ministries. We're bringing you Mineral Ministries with the good brother Blue Pill. Go ahead, take off, bro. Show him what's going on, man.
Absolutely. You made a wonderful point, and that is the foundational principle upon which minerals play in our body. Now, the foundational principles upon which minerals play in the church can't be ignored either. Because they said Jesus himself was what? Rock foundation. They said that he was the cornerstone that the builders rejected. And they also said that the church was built by Peter, and Peter's recognized as the rock. So, how a Christian so averse to minerals and crystals, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but we will challenge it today because it's a foundational aspect that if we could talk about crystals, of which they speak about them 43 times in the Bible. The 43 chapters in the Bible to speak specifically about crystals and the importance of crystals and minerals as well. And we know that minerals are foundational. So we want to edify, we want to rectify, and we want to make sure that we take the stigma off of crystals and minerals in the minds of the population, especially those who have come up from out the church. We know posing as conscious, but who am I to judge? Okay. So we want to
Indeed.
talk about that. We want to talk about the foundational aspects of what these minerals represent, because we know that what I of minerals, meaning that everything I do in my life is in honor of the mineral kingdom. Whether I'm selling CMON, right, or whether I'm dropping gems, all of it is in the service of the mineral kingdom. We know it's foundational to the planet. They said it's the oldest kingdom on the planet. Everything that has been built here has been built upon the backs of the mineral kingdom. I am standing here in a land of Georgia, and there's a crystal mountain in the center of the city, right? That is the crown jewel of the South. Now, everything that we speak about when we speak about minerals and we speak about crystals, we're speaking about formations that Earth has produced by way of pressure. Okay?
Energy too. Those are energy points. Understand this too. It's
Yeah.
energy points here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Energy points, they're energy vortexes, and they have energy signatures, right? So any and everything that we do in representation of ministers of that particular mineral kingdom, we have to be mindful of that. That's energy points and energy signatures and energy vortexes. And there's a way that we utilize this information to rectify and identify not only to the crystals, us in this congregation, in this ministries, who also are crystals.
And it's for us to pay homage too, because we don't go to these points, these certain vocal point. I mean, these certain vortex points where these minerals is at, these big stones is at. We don't stay there and look up and pay the homage and receive what's coming in. We don't do that. But they doing it all day. They going to these points, holding on to these minerals, and they stand in it and they absorbing those energies in these focal points. We don't do that. We take that for granted. We're not worshiping the way we're supposed to. But go ahead, bro.
That. And let me repeat. This congregation is non-denomination. It's non-denominational, but it's mainly conversational, right? So the outside, right, mainly on the south side. But we
Mainly on the south side. Hey, and let me just tell y'all, those that got the membership too, we just did this live right now, but those who got the membership, don't worry, I'll be sending out links for you guys, going forward. We just want to power up real quick.
and people say, why the Pope? Whether you are indigenous to this land or your ass got dragged here, these shores, because of wars that the Church of Rome was having with the Moors, it all comes down to the Pope. The Pope is the reason why your ass is here in the situation that you in. Again, whether you indigenous to this land or you got here from some other way. So in order to, what they say, reverse the spell or reverse engineer whatever the spell has been, right? As the
Gotta break the curse.
go into the matrix, I always, occupy that particular space, and that's where I go and I hit those pressure points that need to be dealt with. So we can't talk about freeing our minds, freeing our people, if we don't talk about debunking the doctrine of discovery.
We don't talk about freeing this energy that's inside. Even going outside, a lot of time we was telling people going outside and just standing, taking your shoes off. The brother was talking and standing in this earth and releasing those energies too.
Yes, we don't talk about, again, debunking the doctrines of discovery. We don't talk about this papal bull. We don't talk about the Intercaterra. We don't talk about these documents. We don't talk about that real paperwork. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna discuss those things, right? But we want to put some spirit. We want to put some benediction on our people so they can understand that you, family, any and everybody that's within the earshot of the sound, you are the salt of the earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, some way, somehow, people have taken scripture and they have convoluted it, and they have made people very adverse to understanding their position in this mineral kingdom as ministers. And because if you have been ordained as a physical, living, breathing being on this planet, that means that God Himself has put you in dominion over these mineral kingdoms. And anything that you are under dominion over does not necessarily mean that you can abuse it or you can misuse it. It means that you have a relationship and a
You have to be responsible with that. That's a
yes,
responsibility you
as,
have.
as a caretaker, the responsibility that has been ordained to you, right, is to create a synergistic relationship with the thing you preside over, because you are only a custodian. You don't own anything, right? You have been given these rights, these particular rights. You have been licensed particular rights, right?
And those rights came from where? Those unalienable rights, right? They
Yes,
came from where? The Most High. No matter who you ascribe to, but it came from the Most High. You ascended from the heavens with those. Remember
yes.
that.
And we live in a very space because of paperwork, right? Where these particular ordained that we came here with, have been encroached on by what they call it the law of quote unquote land. But there's a paperwork that they say that that law is sovereign in this particular land, but then they say that the church is separate. way,
Mm-hmm.
derive your quote unquote rights from, right? Because these are inalienable rights that are given, but they are encroached upon by the law of the land that a man has written with his hand on hemp paper, right? How do you find and whip your way around this dubious thing?
And it was
Won't be,
written too.
hmm?
It was written too that they was going to cast that spell on paper. It was
Yes,
written. It was written
yes.
that they was going to change that they was going to change the day of the Most High. It was written that man was going to do that, and they did it. You see, all these so-called actors that's in these systems, they all had to be ordained through these churches. But what church are they being ordained through? So there's a lot of evil going on around. That's why we gotta be righteous, man. We gotta stand tall and stand firm on all these laws. Unalienable, okay? Remember that. Go ahead, bro.
That's a good question, brother. Heart of the matter that we need to get to, right? By being non-denominational and purely conversational. That we can have these conversations, right? That we could draw these subjects out open, and people again have affinity and to grab for something to hear a different vibration, right? And if we challenge these falsehoods and we knock them down one by one, imagine how much we are potentially freeing up. What's more important than your ability to think for yourself? What's more important than the ability for you to see things, right, in your own particular image instead of looking at the world through somebody else's lenses? And that particular lens is very foggy. It's very convoluted, very decalcified. So you have to put yourself in a passenger seat position where you're a passenger in somebody's car that's only going 20 miles per hour on the Autobahn.
Mm-hmm.
That just won't cut it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put you back in the driver's seat, drop the top on something foreign, and get you on your way because you got places to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've been stuck in traffic for too long.
Let's start activating those pineal glands and pituitary glands. Let's start connecting with that.
Yes,
See what I'm saying? To see the third eye. Yeah, take you want some water, brother. Get the brother some water.
please.
Yeah.
About to go to my book.
The basic instructions before leaving Earth.
And I did not plan it this way. I just opened the book, and the book went to 1 Corinthians 4. I did not plan it that way, but it went directly to Paul. It went directly to Paul. It just did. It did, and I can't make this stuff up. It said, my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words. Okay,
Speak plain.
in 2,
Mm-hmm.
they say Paul was a scholar and orator of the first rank. He is not speaking out of abject humility, but saying that he would veil the power of God if when he preached the gospel, he impressed upon people his excellency of speech. Belief in Jesus is a miracle produced only by the efficacy of redemption, not by impressiveness of speech, not by wooing and whining or winning, but by the sheer unaided power of God. The creative power of the redemption comes through the preaching of the gospel, but never because of the personality of the preacher.
Tell him again.
The creative power of the redemption comes through the preaching of the gospel, but never because of the personality of the preacher. The real fasting of the preacher is not from food, but rather from eloquence, from impressiveness, exquisite diction, from everything that might hinder the gospel of God being presented. The preacher is there as the representative of God, as though God did beseech you by us. He is there to present the gospel of God. If it is only because of my preaching that people desire to be better, they will never give anywhere near Jesus Christ. Anything that flatters me in my preaching of the gospel will end up in making me a traitor of Jesus. I prevent the creative power of his redemption from doing its work. I, if I be lifted up, will draw all men unto me. I,
Again.
if I be lifted up, will draw all men unto
Me.
me. Okay? So, how better to do that but coming into and when we say congregation, congregation is the body. So when you congregate the body around the right minerals, right, what better way to higher your frequency and get to what's considered to be enlightenment of Christ consciousness, right? You can't do that by being mineral deficient. It's impossible because we know that it's a cute way of saying that you got to have all of these chakras aligned. And in
Mm-hmm.
because at the very top of this chakra alignment is where you find Christ consciousness or enlightenment. And in order to have these particular chakras aligned, we know that we have to have our congregation, our body has to be minerally sufficient, where none of these doors are closed, right? Because you can't get to the upper room if that's the case.
You can't free the energy. You can't unlock both of the halves. You got to spark both of the halves. In order to do that, we have to open up. We have to mineralize.
So they've been giving you ministries forever without giving you the mineralization that's necessary for you to become the righteous salt of the earth. And how do you become that? You magnetize your minerals so you could attract to you every single thing that you need to go up Jacob's ladder. Okay? That's why we are going to combine and incorporate this conversation, non-denominational, but conversational around these ministers, around this minerals.
And we're gonna leave out all the fancy stuff too. We're gonna keep it real simple, like you said. We don't want you coming off to the fancy word. We're gonna keep it real basic. Cause y'all need this food. I'm telling you, we're gonna level this up. Go ahead.
We're gonna level it up. We're gonna keep it basic, right? It's gonna be instructional, but it's gonna be productive at the end of the day. Because if I can show you how to get back to the roadmap that will necessarily lead you to yourself, then you don't need me no more, right? It's not about preaching to believe, right? This is not that. This is showing you some things that may have been overlooked, right? Because in order for them to extract, a lot of gems are hidden in the dirt. They're hidden in the earth.
We got to surf through. We got to go through the lives.
Right? But we walk on them every single day because on the dirt, when all good things derive from the dirt, right? Everything that you eat came out of the dirt, and you shall too return to the dirt from which you came. But we have not been trained with a righteous eye to look at dirt as our origin place. Okay?
Or a life-giving force.
The life-giving force, the microbes that are underneath that dirt, those little those little insects, those bacteria do all of their jobs. We have a tendency to look down on it because we only look for eloquence, right? By way of our teaching, because the preachers taught us that's what they strive towards. So we look at the world and we say, oh, that man has some shiny skills. I want to follow behind him.
Hence the saying, let's get it out the mud, right? Let's get it from the dirt. Huh?
Huh? Huh? Huh? Let's get it from the So when we're talking ministries, even if we was talking prosperity, if you are minerals, then men are rich. Okay? Because they say
Tell
the
them again.
or fought over them, or resources come from them. So if men are minerals, then men are rich. Okay? And that's where we're gonna begin and that's where we're gonna end. It's very simple. We ain't got to go too far and get convoluted with the conversation, right? It's the reintegration and the reorientation of the way in which we see ourselves in this world that will allow us to penetrate and get down to that pearl. Okay? And we don't pitch them the swine.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
But even if you look at this, staff and you see this spine is crystalline, and it's no different from the very spine that's in your body, right? You have a skeletal structure that is what's called piezoelectric, meaning that if you apply pressure to it, you could produce light. Why? Because in your skeletal structure, there's crystals in it. It's quartz, matter of fact. And as much as we do this, like they do in the church, when they get excited and they get ordained, right? They go
Yes. When the energy
up,
starts flowing, huh?
and the energy starts flowing, and they get the word of God in them, and they get excited, and they gotta tell it like they're on a mountain. All of that is creating an electrical current because you are producing an amount of energy that is greater than what you had prior to. So you have access to energy in you at all times because you are the crystals. You got crystals in your eye. You got crystals in your pineal. You got crystals in your brain. Your blood crystal
Your
lake.
bloodstream.
Yes. You got crystals all over you. But nobody's telling and redeeming. Instead, the church want to stigmatize crystals. And you are the crystal all along. And the church was built on the foundation of a rock. With it, at what point does a rock not become a crystal? I don't understand. Somebody got to explain it to me.
Mm-hmm. And even when they touching the stone, listen. Even when you go to the Middle East, and they go to touch when they going around to touch that stone.
That black stone, that Kaaba,
Yeah.
right? So every religion, has it, okay? Because even if you're talking about the Hebraic religion in the Book of Torah, we know about the chest plate, we know about the 12 crown jewels, right? So every single faith acknowledges the duty and the beauty of Christians, and they come underneath the benediction of them at some point. It's 43 chapters, or should I say, verse Bible to speak specifically to the importance of crystals. And now we're going to get to the 44th, which is going to combine them all the way home, so we understand that the foundation upon which we are setting this cornerstone for the mineral ministries cannot be interfered, cannot be moved. All right. And this is the cornerstone foundation upon which we will build what's called New Jerusalem, which is the Crystal City.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got to tell me and explain to me how is Christian so scary of crystal.
Mm-hmm. Or is it that? Or they just want to keep, because you look at it like this, being that this nation over here deals with that doctrine. So of course they want to make everything that's going to be beneficial, especially for the people, because this is what the doctrine that you follow a lot. So they, of course they want to leave that out because that's one of the main ingredients for you to unlock. So of course they want to do away with that. Just like they told you all this stuff was paganism when they was in the temples with the with the urns blessing the temple. They said all this is paganism, but they utilize all these different things and they tell you that it's no good. Why do you think they do that? They want you to keep you thinking backwards.
Right. So we will not allow ourselves to be led astray, right? A good shepherd is responsible for feeding their or taking their flock and feeding their flock. Right? That's the greenest of pastures. What does that mean? The way that we feed food to the flock is with this information, right? It's with these gems, it's with these minerals, right? It's with crystals. Feed your flock, and you grow them stronger, so they could be more fortified. They become a shepherd that's raising shepherds, not sheep. But it's wolves, right? Wolves know no borders. Wolves know no borders. and they out here and they hunting for sheep. And if you a sheep with no shepherd, just out here grazing, you're gonna be food. You're
Come
gonna
walk with us through the valley of dry bones. Come on, walk with us.
walk with us. Walk with us again. It's non-denominational, purely conversational, right? How do you raise a nation? How do you build a congregation? You set a strong foundation. So this is the cornerstone of the Mineral Ministry Session 1. And I am Pablo. And there has been many precedents dealing with melanated popes coming out of Rome. You see this brother here,
Mm-hmm.
right? We know about Pope Benedict the Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know about a lot of popes. We know about the Holy Roman Empire as opposed to the Roman Empire. It's two distinctions and it's very different. A lot of Moorish information history that has been hidden. We'll get into that at another time, right?
Oh yeah, we got some stuff coming for y'all. Just like I said, this is just a level 1.
We definitely got some things coming, right? And again, this is for redemption purposes only. Don't get in your feelings. You know what I'm talking about?
Please don't. Please don't. I ain't saying. Listen, if you look like that, go to the scriptures. We ain't saying the scriptures told you that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't me. The Most High told me to say this.
That's
Ain't
right.
nothing coming from me.
Right. I'm telling you what's black and white in front of your face, but has been hidden because the way that they choose to deliver whatever they choose to deliver out of this book, they can put it together and piece it together and fashion it however so they choose. That's
They
what we're
crafty.
right
A
as
lot
men.
of these, a lot of them is pimping the mind out, right? That's what they're doing. They're
Exactly.
using these words to pimp the mind. That's why we want to keep it. That's why I said we're gonna keep it basic. Stop listening to all them fly words and shit, because they just tricking you. We're gonna keep it basic.
They're just tricking you. You feel me? We're gonna keep it real as real can be, right? And we don't want anything in return but your dedication to yourself.
Pay it forward.
Your dedication to yourself. For you to see the God in you. All right? But family, I'm not gonna be long because ironically, I am at a hair show where there are a large population of melanated
Minerals.
less looking for the secret or the holy grail of good hair. Whilst the secret of the Holy Grail, whilst the secret of the Holy Grail of good hair is minerals all along. So I got to go and preach up in here.
Let them know minerals.
These young
Mineral Ministries, baby.
from divesting themselves of all their coins, looking for that miracle Holy Grail. All along, the thing,
All always within them.
the thing to get your edges popping is good minerals.
Tell them again. Get them edges popping. Good minerals. Get that kitchen sink good. Good minerals.
That's right. In order for that faucet to never turn off and that water to be rather wet, it comes down to your mineral composition, right? What is your congregation made up of?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, what your pH look like? It all gonna
What
come
your
down.
balance is. Yeah, what your balance is. On the rock, we got to stand on that rock. Build everything firm on the rock.
Yes,
Minerals, baby.
exactly.
Mineral Ministries. See, it's deeper than that. When we said non-denominational, we all here having this conversation.
Right. We're
We're
gonna
gonna
go
get something.
John 4:14 and close this thing out. And
Mm-hmm.
it said, the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water. Okay? So we are giving you enough sustenance that your cup shall runneth over. And as soldiers of the Most High, so light, you can walk in any realm of darkness, okay, and become a halogen light bulb with this information. Why? Because it's the resurrection and the edification of the word, the good word. right? We are the
It's
minerals.
abundance of water.
As the women go inside and they look for the holy grail of good hair, minerals. Minerals, good nutrition. It's sunlight, it's water. Okay?
Yeah.
And you can't spend no amount of money to get that. What you put in yourself is what you get out, not what you put on you. It got to be in you, not in you, not on you. Okay? At the end of the day, it got to be in you and not on you. And you're all made of minerals, so it's all in you. In you. We just need you to activate it and wake it up. See it for what
Yeah.
it is. If they go to war for the very things inside of your body, then you are always been rich.
Always. The real estate. Like I tell y'all the real estate. It gets deeper.
Not
It's
even
all connects.
on,
So that in the scriptures is redemption too. That's the basic instruction before leaving earth. They telling you in the scriptures how to redeem yourself. So we just connecting it. We're gonna take the spiritual, it's above, so it's below. So we're gonna make that connection and merge.
right? It says God rarely allows a soul to see how great a blessing he is. Okay? Rarely see how much of a blessing you are. The church don't show you that because then you won't come back to that congregation. So we got an outside ministries on. We outside mainly on the south side. Feel
We
me?
outside with it.
We outside with it, right?
Stay tuned next month.
You don't got to build up no church fund. You come outside. You know, if you pass the plate, you so choose to do so in your own goodwill and volition. But this is not to build the church fund, right? And we're gonna have a church possibly built to stone and sticks at some point. But now we outside, man, on the south side,
we,
and we giving this good word.
out, we outside with it. Mineral Ministries. Listen, stay tuned next month. Something else in store for you. I gotta turn up now. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Hey,
my brother.
brother. So this is always good. I'm glad that we were able to come in, get the people some. Like I said, I just want to turn this up. Lionsgate Silent Ministries. We bringing this Mineral Ministries on there. Pope Paul in the building. Thanks for tuning in. We love y'all. Peace, tribe.
Peace.